The catwalk, the photos, the lights, the camera, the action. Get on your Prime and begin training today. Register at latstudio.com and become a Halo model.
Welcome everyone to Glam It Up, brought to you by Live and Talented. I'm your host, Andrea Chacon, and today we have a very special show in store for you, very different from what we've showed you in the past. We have a special guest. He's not a, boutique owner or a designer, nothing like that. He's just a regular person with an incredible sense of fashion. So I'm not gonna make you wait any longer. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I am going to invite our guest to come out here now. His name is AZ. AZ, if you can come out here and join us. And I wasn't lying when I told you he has an incredible sense of fashion. Look at the way he is dressed. AZ is an El Pasoan. He's born and raised in El Paso, Texas, and he's here to tell us all about how he found this fashion trend that he's wearing today. Welcome, AZ.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm impressed. I've never seen, a guy dress so fashion forward just because they want to.
Yes, I
try and to you said you dress like this almost every day?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yeah, so first, tell us about yourself, because I really do want to know, and I'm sure everyone at home wants to know too. How old are you? You are born and raised in El Paso, so what high school did you go to?
I'm 24 years old and I went to Montwood High School.
Boo! Just kidding. I'm all about the Blazers, Blazer Nation, America's high school. But, whatever. Montwood School too, just because you're here for today. But anyways, let's move on, because from what you've told me, you haven't always had this, fashion forward mentality.
No, not at
So
all.
let's start at the beginning. How would you dress back then, and when did you decide to switch it up and get creative?
In the beginning, around 2014, 2013, I was dressing in usually big shirts, baggy clothing, a lot of things that are associated with the cholo style. And then on 2016, my senior year, I just decided, why not change it? And from there, I just started dressing in simple suits, just, the jacket and the pants, and that was it.
Wow. And just like that, you woke up one day and you were like, you know what, I need to change my style.
Yes, ma'am. I was just like that one day.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So when you made this change, were you heading into college?
No, I was still in high school.
You were still in high school. So you were going to high school in a suit?
Yes.
Okay, I definitely want to know, what would people say, or how would they look at you?
Sometimes they would, because in high school I got the job there and I would work in the office, and a lot of people would associate that with, oh, he's just dressing up because he works at the office. But in reality, it was just me dressing anywhere.
Okay. You were getting ready to find your style.
Right.
All right, so then when was it that you decided, okay, suits are not all I want to do with my style?
In 2017, the year after graduation, I started to go a little bit back in time, well, a lot back in time, and I found pieces that were from the Victorian Era, starting at 1827. But most of this comes from the 1920s.
Wow. Okay, so then let's go ahead and get started and just pull your whole outfit apart,
Sure
because
thing.
there's so many things that you're wearing that I've never seen in my life. Starting off with, I don't even know what they're called, whatever is on your arms. What is that?
These are shirt sleeve garters or shirt sleeve holders. So back in the day, the reality of a tailor didn't really come to the public. It was mainly for the people that were in higher status. So people would use these to kind of gauge themselves and put the sleeve at a certain length, and then they would put this sleeve here. And it became popular with the Western era. Barbers would use it to pull up their sleeve and put the strap there so they wouldn't get it wet or anything.
Wow. Well, I had no idea that was a thing. So you definitely did your research when trying to find your style. Now let's go on and move on to this upper area right here. Those chains that you have on top of, you're not just wearing a tie, you're wearing something else over it. So how did you go about that, finding that?
This is the oldest piece. This one's from the 1827. So back then, it was usually pieces that represented families back in the day. So it's kind of like a family crest.
Wow. And they're like beautiful. So where do you find like all of these different pieces?
Everywhere. Mostly the clothes come from JCPenney, but the other pieces come from online, ASOS and Amazon, places like that.
Hey, you really do your research to put your outfits together. Like, that's incredible. And of course, you all at home know I'm a pageant girl. And right now, when we were talking earlier before we started the show, the first thing that I paid attention to was that crown right there. So
This little tassel?
yes, tell us about that part of your outfit.
This was just a piece to kind of give men another little accessory to represent themselves. And I'm very fascinated with diamonds and stuff like that. And also back then the Victorian Era, which is when the queens were around, the kings were around.
Wow. So what is, you, personally, obviously you have your own style, and if you dress that way, it's because that's how you feel most comfortable and how you can best express yourself. But out of everything that you put together, what's your favorite part about your outfit?
My favorite would have to be this pinky ring, actually.
Why is that?
Because back then, when I was dressing in the baggy clothes, I was listening to music that they would talk a lot about a pinky ring. And that's kind of what I engulfed myself around. So I've always wanted a pinky ring, and I finally got it.
Nice. Well, congratulations. You made your
Thank
dreams
you.
come true.
Thank you.
But how long does it take for you? Because you do say you dress like this every day, so how long does it take for you to put like an outfit together?
15 minutes.
15 minutes to put an outfit together?
Yes. Back then it used to be like 30 minutes, but now it's 15.
Does it take a lot of thinking? Is it normally kind of the same type of accessories, just a different color suit and tie and things like that?
Yeah,
or how do you go
basically.
about choosing what
It's
you're going to wear?
basically the same accessories. I mean, I'm a simple guy when it comes to accessories, so I'll just wear the same thing on each hand and the same stuff on the vest or on the jacket. But as for the clothes, I'll go through it, picking, okay, this one goes with this one. And it's a lot about color coding.
Wow, you say you're a simple guy when choosing accessories. I bet you there's a lot of males out there watching and they're like, I'm a simple guy, period. And that's probably the case with my boyfriend too. Because like we were saying earlier, normally when we tell, a guy like, oh, dress up for this, or because they're going to a wedding or they're going to a special event, normally they just do the plain suit, which it's still nice. They look clean and simple, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Simplicity goes a long way. But there is much more that you can do with your style,
Yeah,
even
definitely.
if you're a male, and it still looks professional and sophisticated and clean. So for all of our male watchers out there, and maybe for our females, what tips do you have for them when it comes to their style?
Their style, it's a lot about color coding. When you color code, it goes a long way, and you can do it in a simple way.
And what tips do you have as far as accessorizing? Because, maybe, I don't know, you can over-accessorize
Oh, yeah,
sometimes,
definitely, but
or things like that. So what tips regarding that?
It's honestly your personal appealing to what you want to accessorize. Like me, I really like jewelry, as you can tell.
Okay. Well, before we go, last question about yourself. What do you do right now in your life? You were telling me about your job and school. Tell us a little bit about that.
I am self-employed. I sell letters, I do stock market, fix jewelry, I make jewelry, sell watches, or not sell watches, but fix them, and also DJ. But I don't DJ in the sense where it's like the high hype and all that. I do more of the chopped and screwed kind of mixes. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But I do all that, and I'm going to school for psychology. I'm trying to become a doctor in that.
Wow. Well, you're going to be a very fashionable doctor. I can tell you that right now. So congratulations on everything that you're doing in your life. And of course, being in school right now during a pandemic is definitely not easy right now, but you're getting through it in a very fashionable way.
Definitely.
And we all appreciate it here at Glam It Up, and we appreciate your time here with us too.
Of course.
We hope to see you again soon and, see how else your style is going to continue to evolve throughout the year. So thank you for joining us. Is there anything else you want to add before we go?
Be yourself, create individuality, because that's what it's about. Be your own self.
You heard the man. Don't go too far because Live and Talented is not over.
The catwalk, the photos, the lights, the camera, the action. Get on your prime and begin training today. Register at latstudio.com and become a Halo model.